For one flight attendant, a normal day on the job could be filled with confusion when a strange voice came over the intercom. Unaware of what was about to take place, she immediately rushed to the front of the plane. Let's just say she was in for the surprise of her life. Hello, story lovers. I'm Jamie Buck, and here is... When this flight attendant heard a strange voice on the intercom, she rushed to the front of the plane. Before we move on, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications bell for new amazing videos. Brandy Hollenbeck always wanted to be a flight attendant. It simply was in her blood. Living in Anchorage, Alaska, Brandy spent most of her time in the skies working for Alaska Airlines. Let's just say her job was anything but normal. Working as a flight attendant can be quite exciting. Not only do you get to meet new people on a daily basis, but sometimes the unexpected can happen. It would be a flight in March of 2015 that would change Brandy's life forever. The flight that would change Brandy's life started normal enough. She was working the milk run, which in aviation speak meant that they were traveling a route to bring essential goods to the rural Alaskan communities. With the plane taking off as planned, Brandy began to serve refreshments to her passengers. Then a strange voice came through the intercom. The strange voice seemed familiar to Brandy, but she wasn't quite sure. The man on the intercom began telling the passengers a romantic tale. While the passengers were enraptured by the love story, Brandy continued to work, only partially paying attention. Who could the strange man be? The unidentified man weaved a tale of fate, where he explained his mother had met a wonderful flight attendant one day. Then, lo and behold, he had the pleasure of meeting her too. Could this be someone on the light? The man continued, "About 2 years ago, I happened to meet this beautiful blonde flight attendant who was sitting there chowing down on a double cheeseburger. It was at that moment I knew I had to get her into my life." Would the man have the courage to talk to her? According to the man telling the story, he knew a flight attendant who had the courage to eat a huge cheeseburger in the airport terminal was a woman he had to get to know. So in a bold move, he walked over to her and introduced himself. From that day on, the two were inseparable. The man continued to tell the passengers about how the two of them hit it off quickly, and after one date they embarked on a roller coaster romance. Now the mystery man wanted to share his story for all the world to hear, well, at least the airplane. As the tale continued over the intercom, Brandy admitted that while she was serving coffee, the story did seem slightly familiar. At one point, she realized someone told her a love story, but instead of questioning the situation, she continued to serve passengers. As Brandy continued down the aisle, the man said something that made her stop dead in her tracks. There was no way she could ignore the man on the intercom. He went on to say, "Brandy Hollenbeck, I've loved you since the first moment I met you, and I want to be the man for you for the rest of my life." Overcome with emotion, Brandy searched for the source of the voice. It was then Eric Greener, her pilot boyfriend, who emerged from the flight. The sneaky and charming young man had snuck onto the plane so he could propose. But would she say yes? Brandy couldn't contain herself the moment she saw Eric emerge from the cockpit. She immediately ran down the aisle and into his arms. The passengers erupted into applause as they waited for her to say yes. Of course, she decided to keep them in suspense. Brandy told Inside Edition during an interview that she was so overwhelmed that she had forgotten to say yes. Of course, she agreed to marry him right then and there. It just took a moment to find the words. We can't imagine how excited she was. According to Eric Greener, he had pre-planned his proposal the night before, letting Brandy's fellow flight attendants in on the entire plan. This is how he was able to sneak onto the plane undetected and surprise the love of his life. We wish both Brandy and Eric years of happiness. She definitely got a keeper. Did you like the story? Check out our channel for more.